Hello everyone. So in my last video I had explained about armature reaction, and this is a continuation in which we are trying to calculate or trying to derive a formula for calculating demagnetizing ampere turns and cross magnetizing ampere turns. So let me just quickly review what I did in the last video. That is, we talked about armature reaction at DC machine. There is a main field, north pole, south pole. You can see two poles, and then the main field is going from left to right, and we have the armature in between, and there is a geometrically neutral axis and magnetically neutral axis, MNA and JNA. Then considering only the armature currents, so these are the armature currents in the conductors. Cross mark mentions the current is going into the book, and then dot represents the current is coming out. Because of that, the armature current, the magnetic field will be in downwards direction. So there is one magnetic field left to right, another magnetic field top to bottom. So the combined effect of these two, we could see here, this is the main field, this is the armature field. So therefore the resultant field will be something like this, which is slanting at some angle like this. So as an effect, there is a distortion in the magnetic field. Instead of magnetic field being straight, it is slightly distorted by an angle of theta. Now what are the effects of this distortion? So if I see the resultant flux is like this, so now these conductors are under the south pole, but still they are carrying current into the book. So because of that, there is a armature field slightly rotates, and therefore there are two effects. One is a demagnetizing effect and one is a cross magnetizing effect. So these two effects we just saw in the last lecture, so you could actually go to the previous lecture to get full details of it. Now we will try to calculate in this video how much is the demagnetizing ampere turns and how much is the cross magnetizing ampere turns. So let's do that here. So it is fairly easy actually. So when I refer to some kids books where they want to learn about fractions, I see some kind of figures like this. So there is a circle given, and then some divisions are made, and then some portions are shaded, and then the question is asked, what is a fraction for this? So you see there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 parts, out of it 3 parts are shaded. So this is like 3 by 8. So this is something like similar concept we are using to determine the demagnetizing ampere turns. So this is an example from a fractions from a kids mathematics book that we are applying to our electrical engineering to determine the demagnetizing ampere turns. So the concept is same. I am drawing the armature, and then this is the geometrically neutral axis, and this is the magnetically neutral axis. This should be center. Now this angle theta, so there are conductors like this. Now take the another side, also there are some conductors. So this is the another side is also theta. So there is a north pole here, there is a south pole here, and because of these two, the magnetic field is left to right like this. Now what happens because of these conductors? So these conductors, because of shifting of the magnetical neutral axis, the brush is positioned here. So these all carry current in this direction. What is the magnetic field of these conductors? So the magnetic field of these conductors would be something like this. So it is actually opposite. So it is left to right. I mean the main field is left to right, whereas the field due to this is right to left inside the armature core. Similarly, at the bottom also there are some conductors which carry the current in this direction, which is coming out of the book. So what is the magnetic field because of that? So again I can draw the magnetic field because of that. It will be, I'll use another pen. It will be in this direction. So you notice that main field is like this and the demagnetizing field is like this. So both are opposing each other. So now we need to get a formula about how much is the ampere turns. So what is ampere turns? Is nothing but number of turns multiplied by the current they are carrying. So we know that Z is the total number of conductors entire. Now how many conductors are involved in demagnetizing effect? So you see the conductors covering 4 theta. So this is one angle is theta. So let's call it theta m because that is the convention used. So theta m is a mechanical angle by which the magnetic neutral axis is shifted. So theta m here, and the theta m on the other two sides. So out of total 360 degrees, 4 into theta m. So these are the conductors which are involved in demagnetizing effect. Okay. So these are conductors. So if I divide by 2, then I get the turns because 2 conductors form 1 turn. So this is number of turns, say number of turns causing demagnetization effect. Now this is true if it is a 2-pole machine. So if there is a 4-pole machine, I'll get this theta m in 8 different places. So I think you can draw it yourself and then verify yourself. The demagnetizing effect will be also related to number of poles. So I'll also divide by 2 because there are 2 poles here. So this is number of turns causing demagnetization per pole. So this is the formula. So this 2, 2 and 4 will cancel out each other. And then let's say the current carried by each conductor is I amperes. So if I just multiply this by I, so I'll get the final figure, that is number of ampere turns. So the symbol is A T D subscript. This is Z I theta m by 360. This is per pole. So this is the main formula that is used here. Ampere turns causing demagnetization per pole is Z into I theta m by 360, where Z is the number of conductors total, I is the current carried by each conductor, and then theta m is a mechanical angle by which the magnetic axis is shifted. Of course, this is in degrees, this also is in degrees. So this is in numbers and this is in amperes, so it will be ampere turns, the unit. Now let's calculate the cross magnetizing. This is demagnetizing. Let's calculate cross magnetizing ampere turns. It is very easy. Whatever are the remaining conductors. So the remaining conductors will have, let me use the same figure. So the remaining conductors will have a magnetic field which is going down. Similarly, the conductors which are here circulate a magnetic field which also goes down inside the armature. So this magnetic field is crossing the main magnetic field. So I just draw it here as FC, cross magnetizing field. So how many conductors are there? So actually we can calculate that. So very easy. Z is the total number of conductors. Z by 2 is the total number of turns. Zi by 2 is the total number of ampere turns, and then if I divide by P, that is total ampere turns per pole. So this is 80 per pole. Total number of ampere turns for each pole will be this much. Now ampere turns causing demagnetization per pole is nothing but, we just calculated that here, you can see, is nothing but Zi theta m by 360. So out of the total, some of them are causing demagnetization. Obviously the other will be causing the cross magnetization. So simply total minus demagnetization is this one. So I take Zi by 2p minus Zi theta m by 360. So ampere turns causing cross magnetization per pole will be Zi 1 by 2p minus theta m by 360. That's it. So this is the formula for ampere turns causing cross magnetization. So once you calculate the ampere turns causing demagnetization, ampere turns causing cross magnetization, you can design the machine such that you cancel out these effects. So effects of armature reaction. So how do you cancel out the effects of armature reaction? So let's come to demagnetizing ampere turns. Now the main field is getting demagnetized. So what do you do to restore the original magnetic field Fm? You need to cancel the Fd. So that you can do by providing additional field windings. So there is already a original field winding. So this is the shunt field winding or whatever is the original field winding. To that, an additional field winding can be added. Now, how much ampere turns this additional field winding should have? Nothing but 80 D per pole. So that is one way of strengthening the main field, thereby you are causing. Now the current in the armature is all the time varying depending on the load. So therefore, if this is connected in series with the armature, so I am not able to draw it properly here, but then if you get the idea, if I connect this winding in series with the armature, then I will be able to, whatever variations in the magnetic field here, whatever is the demagnetizing effect is coming due to the variation, that will be proportionally cancelled by this. Okay. So the question is, how many turns here? So number of turns is very simple. So I is the, let me write that, current per conductor. So I by A is the, in fact I into A is the current in armature. So because this current will be, A is the number of parallel paths, as you know. So what I will do is simply I take the ampere turns causing demagnetization per pole. Okay, this is amperes, ampere turns. Now if I divide by amperes, I will get the turns. So the turns, and how many amperes? It's nothing but divide by this one, A into I. So this quantity will give me number of turns that I should add in the series with the armature, or I should add to help the main flux. Here this is armature current IA. If I'm only considering adding more turns into the shunt field itself, then instead of armature current in the denominator, you can use the shunt current. Now how do you reduce the effect of the cross magnetization? So that is also very ingenious and innovative. What they do is, let's say this is the north pole and then this is the south pole. Now there are conductors here which are causing cross magnetization. I am only drawing those conductors which are causing cross magnetization. So cross, cross, cross here. Now what I do is, this is the main winding which is generating the main field Fm. Now these conductors are creating Fc, cross magnetizing field. Okay. So what I do is, in this place I make some slots. So this is called the pole shoe. So slots made in the pole shoe. And then I insert some conductors here, okay, and I make sure that the current is dot here, which is the opposite way of this current. And then by properly adjusting the number of turns in this, I can, and then connecting this in series with the armature, I can generate a Fc because of this one. This is called compensating winding, by the way, compensating winding. So compensating winding are those windings which are inserted into the pole shoe of the DC machine. It will be on this side also, you have that windings. So this side obviously the current will be opposite, cross. So by properly winding it, I am able to generate another, this one. Since it is connected in series with the armature, always these two are equal and opposite, and they cancel out each other, thereby not disturbing the main field. So that way. And similarly, this ampere turns we have calculated, that will be helpful for finding how many turns which we require in this. So let me review this. The main thing that we discussed here is earlier armature reaction, and due to armature reaction we have this demagnetizing effect and then cross magnetizing effect. So how many conductors are demagnetizing? So this is the formula we got for that. So it's not very complicated, it's just math, as I showed one example, simple kids mathematics, just finding out how many, where are the demagnetizing conductors and then how many of them. Similarly, the cross magnetizing conductor is also a simple formula. So using these two, we'll solve some problems so that you get some idea. I hope these problems will help.